All right, my wedding day kit. You guys have been asking. I have been shifting constantly and I continue to shift my gear, and so what you see today might not be what I'm using tomorrow, but I've been using this for the last maybe 10 or so weddings, and I actually really love this setup and I feel really content with it. Basically what I've gotten to is the Canon R6 is my main body. I have two of them. I just love that camera. The autofocus is amazing. The files look great, and yeah, it's affordable, feels good in your hand, easy to use, pretty mindless camera. And then I'm really loving the RF50 1.2. It's a big lens, which I don't love, and it's heavy, but it's really beautiful, really sharp, great autofocus. And so, yeah, this is kind of what I built my kit around. So for me, the most important thing is to find a body that works for you and find your favorite focal length and find the best lens you can in that focal length, and then kind of build your kit around that. And so that's what I've done. I've tried a bunch of different things, EF lens adapted, zoom lenses, the 28-70, the 135, all sorts of different options, the 85. And where I've landed is 50 for sure is my main. I just love the look of it. Maybe 70% of my portraits and majority of my work is done with this. Then to complement that, I've got the Leica Q2. So this is my scene setter. This is my night reception camera. This is my textures and details and just all around great camera. It's an amazing storytelling camera. And 28 is a little wide for me. I wish it was a 35 or 50. Again, I probably don't need another 50 because I have like 10 cameras with a 50 on it. But 28 paired with 50 is really good. 28, you can really set the scene, and then 50 is like, you can nail those buttery portraits. So I've just been loving this camera. Then during ceremonies, and then depending on if probably maybe two filmers with me, you know, if there's a big team and people are getting in and out of the couple, I like to have one R6 with the 70-200 on so that I can continue to get portraits while other people are working with the couple. And so I can kind of punch in and still get really beautiful shots. I really love this during the ceremony too, to get kind of the hands during the exchange of the rings, to get people's expressions. You know, I love it for the compression where you can take the background and really compress it and bring it towards the couple. I really love the 70-200. It's a great versatile lens. One thing I forgot to mention with my 50 was I have macro filters that I put on my camera. So I have this B&W 3, it's called B&W 77NL3 macro filter. So I screw that onto the front of my 50 lens and I can get much closer to my subject. And so that's how I get ring shots, detail shots, the invite, all those kind of things. So I just screw this on. I can keep this in my pocket and it's really nice. I don't have to carry around an additional macro lens. So this is super nice to have. I love it. I had the RF100 for a minute, which is a macro lens. I was also using it for portraits and ceremony shots and all of that. Great lens, lightweight, beautiful look. Just 2.8 is not my favorite. Like I want to have 1.2 or 1.4. Okay, so those three cameras, my two R6s and my Leica Q2, that's my digital kit. One thing I felt like I'm missing is kind of a high megapixel camera for just more detail if I want to crop in or get a really detailed group photo or that kind of stuff. And so I recently picked up a Leica M10R, but I have yet to shoot with it yet. So I'm going to see if I can mix that in. I shoot obviously with my Leica M6 a lot, and so I have those lenses already. The idea of being able to switch between an M6 film camera and the M10R digital high resolution would be amazing. So I'm gonna see how that works. But right now I'm really happy with the Q2. So those are my three digital cameras. If you've watched my past videos, you know that I built my wedding photography kit really around my Contax 645, which is an insane camera, film camera, medium format. I ended up selling that camera because I just wasn't using it as much. I had to get my inserts serviced and just cleaned, and so when I did that, I was forced to not shoot a few weddings with it. I started shooting with the Pentax 6.7 again, which I've always loved shooting with, but I haven't really brought to weddings because it's heavy and you only get 10 frames per roll. I talked myself out of using this, but the 105 2.4 lens is insane and nothing comes close to it. And so I've been shooting a lot of weddings with this, and so this is kind of my one film camera that I'm using for portraits and different times throughout the day. And so I'm shooting a little bit less film than I have in the past every wedding, but I'm being more intentional with the film that I do shoot. And then I've also started to accompany my Leica M6 as a camera that I'm using throughout the day. And so I'm shooting more 35mm film during the wedding. So both of those are the film cameras I use. I have a few other film cameras that I might kind of bring in and out depending on the type of wedding or where it's at. But pretty much Pentax 6.7 is my go-to film camera for weddings right now. And then in terms of gear, I keep everything in my Pelican 1535 case that has a Trek Pack insert. It's been amazing. It's a great insert system. It's super lightweight and travels really well. This Pelican case fits on an airplane in the overhead, so that's really nice. You get to keep all your gear with you as you travel. And then I got a bigger version, the 1615 I think it is, that holds all my lighting gear. And so certain weddings I bring all my lighting gear, which is some Manfrotto light stands. I use Mag spheres for light diffusers. I use the Mag box, Octabox diffuser, 24-inch I think it is, for a soft box if I need it. And then I put my hold fast 2 camera holders system in there, as well as the quiver bag, which I just absolutely love. So all that goes into my second bag, which is a Pelican 1615 case. So I'm just in love with the Pelican cases. They've been amazing and great to travel with as well. That's it. That's pretty much my wedding gear. In addition to that, I have some little knickknacks. You can check out in the link below all the different stuff that I use. I've got some cool little things that I bring that help round out my kit and make sure that I have extra batteries and all of that. So yeah, if you want to know more about the gear I use, drop a comment below. If you have any questions on anything, throw them in the comments. Please like and subscribe. You can check out my work at TonyWodarck.com or at TonyWodarck on Instagram. Yeah, thanks so much for watching.